What's up, YouTube? I'm doing let's see, I think about a 5-year follow-up of owning the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 38. I got this in, I think, mid-2012, so I'm just approaching 5 years of owning this, and I just wanted to give kind of an update. I take this gun to the range a few times a year, probably 2 to 4 times a year. Each time I go, I'll put anywhere from 200 to 400 rounds through it. I think on one trip I may have done 500 rounds. I've had no malfunctions, no issues, no problems, and that's been running remanufactured ammo through it exclusively. I have run a box of Plus P personal defense rounds. No issues, no problems. Like you'd expect from a Smith & Wesson revolver, or most revolvers for that matter. Let's see what else. 2 things I did do to this, just to make it a little bit nicer to shoot. I changed out the grips. This one that's on here is a Hogue grip, and I put this on around 2014, so about halfway through my ownership. And the reason that I did that is this gun, like many small frame revolvers, is the kind of handgun that you carry a lot but you shoot very little, and I don't disagree with that. And with the stock grip on it, this thing was not fun to shoot at least more than 50 rounds. So I'll kind of try and do a comparison. This here is the stock grip that came on it. It's actually really slim, which is great for carry. And then the Hogue grip, which is on it currently. Sorry, I'm doing this through a viewfinder. I'll kind of put them side by side. The Hogue grip is a lot thicker. I mean, that's the take-home message. And then, see if I can adjust this light a little bit. And then you can see the Hogue grip. It has some cutouts for your fingers, so you can actually get a nice grip on it. And just in case anyone's wondering, it's unloaded. The stock grip is great for concealed carry because it's so small, maybe almost too small. But like I said, shooting with this grip that has almost nothing on the back strap here, it just beats up your hand really fast. So with the Hogue grip, I can put about twice as many rounds through it, if not more. It still is gonna beat up your hand a little bit, but that's just the nature of shooting a revolver. The second thing I did to it is I painted the front sight with some sight paint, and I did that to make it easier to sight. And it does help quite a bit. This is the paint I used. It's a Bright Mark paint marker, valve action. It's actually held up really well. It's been painted for a couple years. Unfortunately, the marker went dry sitting in my garage, so I basically got one use out of it. Because I was going to use this on another firearm too, so I'll have to buy a new one of those. The only other thing I was going to say, as far as the gun goes, a lot of people compare this to the LCR. I've shot the LCR. I say the trigger on the LCR is better, and I'll do a little demo of what this trigger looks like. So this trigger is heavy, and I'm sure there's things you could do to lighten it. I've never done it, but just so you can kind of see the pressure applied and the sound. It takes quite a bit of force on there. I know there's some guys out there that'll tell you how many pounds and they'll be within a half pound. I'm not a calibrated machine like that, but I do know it's a heavy trigger. And the only problem with that is if you're trying to be at all accurate with this handgun, it makes it tough, especially with the short barrel, the heavy trigger. I mean, if your target's more than a few yards away, it's going to be tough, especially if you're target shooting or what have you. But again, the gun's not designed to be shooting at 25 yards, hitting bullseyes. So it's all relative. So that's about it. I think like most Smith & Wessons, it's a great firearm. I've had a good time shooting it. And yeah, those are kind of the pros and cons I've noticed after 5 years of ownership. And if you have any questions I can answer, feel free to post down below and I will get back to you. Alright, thanks guys.